Today, we're going to talk about the top 10 must-have tools for 2024 so that you will be ready for your organization and content creation ready to go. Okay, except it's really not 10. It's a lot more than 10 because I got overexcited and just kept going. So let's go ahead and get started. All this month, we're talking about organization and being prepared and having a plan in place so that you can kill it in 2024. Next week, we are going to talk about connections, how to build a stronger community. And last week, we talked about how to build a content calendar. So if you want the resources that go with that, go check out that live. And then next week, we're also going to have, I try to have resources for you guys every week. So let's go ahead and get started. I broke these into categories because this just made more sense to me. And yeah, it made more sense to me. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about organization. We use 3 organizational tools here. We use Asana, which is how we talk to clients. We use Slack, which is how we talk to each other. And we use Trello, which is how we store client information. And Google Drive is where we put everything else. So let me break these down. Asana, there's a free version of Asana. Most of you guys should be able to use free unless you have a bunch of people on your team. The Pro is $9.99 a month. Business is $19.99 a month. It's an organizational tool that helps teams track and manage their work. It's really great for planning social media content because you can go put your content in Asana, and then you can invite your client to their board, and it allows them to leave comments, images, whatever they want to leave in order to improve. Jason, I can't live without Mia. Absolutely. If we didn't have these tools, we wouldn't be able to function as a team. And because we're remote, we absolutely have to be able to function as a team. Next on our list is Slack. This is how we talk to each other. I will readily admit to you, I dug my heels in. I'm like, we are already doing Asana and Trello. Why do we need Slack? Slack, it's like the best version of Facebook Messenger for your team, but it's easier to search. It's easier to communicate. You can break it off into categories. Like we can have 1 or 2 people having a side conversation over here. We have the main general conversation where we talk to everybody on the team. It just makes talking to each other so much easier. The Pro is $7.25 a month when it's paid yearly. Business is $12.50 a month when it's paid yearly. It's considered to be a productivity platform that empowers everyone with no code automation and AI, and it makes it's the searches. So if I'm looking for a document or something, because we talk to each other a lot. So if I'm looking for something that we talked to each other about 2 months ago, I can do a word search and it pops right up. Really easy to use. Trello. It's free, $5 is standard, $10 for teams. Trello is the ultimate project management tool. You can set up boards, automate tedious tasks. If you're going to have a to-do list that you're going to check off, Trello. If you have a job, if your career involves the same checklist for every single client, Trello, because you can make yourself notes to have that checklist created for, client Smith, duplicate it for client Jones, and then check off whichever task when you're ready to check them off. It's great for a to-do list. We do store information about our clients, like their brand guides, their logo, their preferences, their platforms. We store that information in Trello, and it's easy to access. I can invite or take off people who I want to have information or who don't need the information. It's really very user-friendly. And then Google Drive. I put everything in Google Drive. I had a systems crash a few years ago. Wow. Before I started this job. So it's been like 15 years. It's been a minute. And I was in sales in my last job, commission-based sales, and I made phone calls for a living. And I'm here to tell you, and my system crashed and I lost everything in my CRM. Oh boy, I cried. I mean, this is back when there was no programmable. I literally had to use a landline to call, and all my notes, everything was gone. So I learned the hard way. Everything goes on Google Drive. It gets backed up constantly. I store so much in Google Drive. I have to pay a fee every month. It's free for most normal people, but we have so much video in there. I have to pay a fee. That's just the way it is for our business. So unless you're, filming every day, you should be fine, but it's just part of Google's cloud system. It's a free place to back up your documents, and it is so easy to share it or to remove access or to organize it because everything goes into a category. I have my main Google Drive, I have personal, which none of my team can access because they're not included in that, which is, makes it so much easier for me. But like yesterday, I was looking for something really specific and I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't remember what I called it. So I just started doing keyword searches and it popped right up. So I love it. Love Google Drive. It's one of my favorite things. And I use constantly. These are tools we use every single day. Every single tool I've mentioned to you, I've used in the last 24 hours. Okay. Now let's move on to time management. Toggle. It's free. The starter's $10 a month. Premium is $20 a month. I think my entire team uses the free version. It's an organizational app to track and manage how you spend your time. It's a Chrome extension, so you just install it on your Chrome browser, and it will help you track how much time you spend on each application or task or client. It really makes it easy for you to manage and organize how long you're spending time, and it's an eye opener, and then it will help you prioritize your day based on task. It also offers advanced features like idle direction that helps you monitor the time of the day when you're most productive and when you're not. There are several different options for Toggle. My team uses it. We use it for payroll. When you log in to work for a client, it keeps track of your time. So I can literally print a report annually, quarterly, weekly, and say, okay, client Smith, we spent 3.5 hours on your project this week, and we only had 2 hours allocated. So we either need to restructure or we need to recharge. So it gives you a very black and white look at how you're spending your time. You may not realize it is taking you 4.5 hours to post on social media every week. Doesn't feel like 4.5 hours. I don't feel like I'm getting bogged down on Facebook, but you might be. So Toggle will help that. And it prints it out. The way it prints the information, it's so easy to see it. It does graphs and charts. I like the pie chart because it's color coded and it has percentages. Smith got 30% of this person's time. Jones got 45% of this person's time, and it breaks it down. That way, when we have anomalies, they jump right out. I can look at that and go, whoa, why are we spending 8 hours on this? What are we doing? So helpful. Calendly is another, of course it's organizational, but it's time management related. If you don't want to go back and forth with email, trying to schedule a call or schedule a meeting, which makes me absolutely crazy, Calendly. There's a free version, or you could use the $8 to $16 a month, depending on the features that you want. It just say goodbye to those back and forth emails. Calendly will let you share your availability with a link. So you're going to go into the calendar on Calendly and let people know when you're available. I have Calendly on our homepage. I do 15-minute consultations, discoveries. I'm happy to answer questions. It's no charge. So you can go in there and schedule 15 minutes with me. I keep office hours Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons. You just schedule the time that you want. And a lot of times, if I have time available the same day, or if I have a slot available, I might go in there and email you and say, hey, can we talk sooner? Just because I hate to make people wait. But yes, it gives you the ability to block out time to let people know when you're available, when you're not available. That way, there's none of that back and forth. There are so many ways to use this. You can automate it. You can have it embedded on your website. You can have it embedded in your email signature. Wow, that was hard. That way, and you can have people, it breaks it down into 15-minute intervals or hour intervals, 30 minutes. Just if you have a client meeting, you can let the client pick their own time. As long as you're up to the minute on your availability, it's always going to be in your favor because you've already told them when you're available. Content creation. Okay. This is the year for AI. So if you have not experimented with ChatGPT or Bard.io, 100% need to do that. Right now, they're both free. You can use ChatGPT Plus. It's $20 a month. We're still using the free version. I like the free version. You can use it to engage in conversation, get insights. We do it for research. That's the biggest reason we use it. And you can use it for content writing. Like I could go and ask it to write a 500-word article on why living in Homewood is better than living anywhere else in Alabama, and it'll do it. Pros and cons. Pros, it's amazing, and it's a great research tool. Con, it's only up to the minute 2 years ago. So there's a gap. 2-year gap because it can only access information up to so far. That's where Bard comes in. Bard is the Google version of ChatGPT, and it works on a paid. It has a paid platform called Bard Advanced, but Bard free. We still use the free tool, and it's up to the minute because it's Google and it learns. So if something happens in the last 24 hours and you want to find out who's talking about it, you can go ask Bard. It's really cool. Another tool that we use for instructions or how-tos is called Scribe. It's for education. It's free. Basic is free. Personal is $23 a month. No problem. There's a lot of stuff you can do for free. It allows you to screen capture, and we use it as a documentation tool. We record a lot of how-tos, a lot. It records and processes to auto-generate step-by-step guidelines, and it completes the text and screenshots. It also provides browser extension, and you can install it as a desktop app. I pay for ChatGPT Plus. It's blowing my mind. Okay, we're talking about that today in our team meeting. I want to know more about that. Thanks, Jason. But yeah, Scribe is great for how-tos. It's very intuitive. So if you need to show a client something, if you're a wedding venue and you need to explain to them where to go to park, because some of that stuff is confusing, you can do it on Scribe and show them exactly what they need to know. Easy, easy tool. WordTune, it's free. The Plus version is $9.99 a month when paid annually. It's an AI-powered writing companion that understands what you're trying to say, and it will suggest different ways for you to say it to make it more clear, more compelling, more authentic. And you can also use it for AI to generate actual sentences or paragraphs that are completely in tune with whatever it is you're writing. If you're writing captions, content, blogs, WordTune is great. Highly recommend. You can also use Grammarly. Grammarly is free. It's $12 when you pay for it per month. It's a cloud-based typing assistant, so it's going to review your spelling and grammar and your punctuation, clarity. Two things that it does that I appreciate. It detects tone. Sometimes I have been accused of, and I know you're going to find this hard to believe. Let me just tell you. Sometimes I can be too short when I am texting or writing an email. I'm very direct and I get to the point, and sometimes it doesn't come across as friendly as it needs to. So I will run my emails through ChatGPT to see if I'm being friendly enough. Yeah. Too direct is, I don't want to irritate or offend anybody I'm talking to. So sometimes too direct is a bad thing. Sometimes, not all the time, just saying. It'll also sometimes make sentence structure suggestions. Grammarly does that I disagree with. This is how I wanted to say it. If you swap it out and say it this other way, it messes with the meaning. So pay attention to what it's suggesting and don't just take its suggestions automatically. It doesn't automatically know what's better, but I say this all the time, there's always a better or a different way to say something. Just because it's different doesn't make it better. So pay attention to those suggestions. It also checks for plagiarism. So if I want to see, if we're trying to hire a blog writer, I can go run it through Grammarly and find out if they just ChatGPT the whole thing. I don't need that. I need somebody who can write without ChatGPT. Just saying. It's a great tool, but you still have to, you're still the best resource that there is. They're supposed to help you, not replace you. Okay. Image creation or editing. Of course, Canva. You guys have heard me talk about Canva. It's free. We use the pro version. It's like $14 a month, worth every penny. You get tools available in Canva that are when you pay, that are not available when you don't pay. It's one of the, I love free stuff. I do. This is one of the tools I will tell you, pay it. Pay whatever you need to pay to get into Canva's Pro. It's an online graphic design tool. We use it to make social media posts, presentations, posters, logos, infographics, how-tos, you name it. You name it, we make it in Canva. Love it. And if Canva is challenging for you, we are packaging Canva how-to program right now where we'll just send them to you directly to your email. We have so many how-to Canva videos. I can't wait to share those with you guys. But yes, Canva is a great tool. Retouch, it's free. You can get the 1-year plan for like $30. It's a photo editor, but it's really simple. Everybody's coming for Adobe. It's so complicated. So it allows you to eliminate extraneous elements in the background. So if you get this great picture and you want to get rid of the trash can, you can just touch it and get rid of it with a few swipes. Really very intuitive. There's a lot of that that's available on Canva, but Retouch is an app on your phone. So if you're taking the picture, you can edit it before you upload it into Canva. Super helpful. Now, on a more personal note, did I get all the professional stuff? I think I did. Want to make sure. Yeah, looks like we did. Okay, so each my team member, of course, they put their hands in this every day, and I asked them, did they also want to include any personal recommendations? Here's our personal recommendations. The first one is called Chime. It's no monthly, there's no cost. It's a financial technology company founded on the premise that basic banking services should be helpful, easy, and free. It's considered a neobank or challenger bank rather than a financial institution, and it partners with other banks for you to have no fee checking, savings accounts, debits. So it is a no fee option if you are looking for that. Duolingo, several of my team members are learning different languages, including Japanese and Spanish. They love it. They love it. They talk about it all the time. It's free. You can you can pay for it. It's like $7 a month. It's a language learning app. It offers courses on music, math, 40 languages from English to Swedish and Swahili. There's a ton to be found in there. So if you're traveling and you want to learn some basic phrases, Duolingo is a great way to go. Hoopla, it's free. You can borrow audiobooks, ebooks, comic books, magazines, any of that stuff that you would have on your screen, on your computer or your car, even on your TV. It's like you just need a library card. So basically it's just an extension of your library. Libby also works like an extension of your library. Also free. You can enjoy ebooks, digital books. You stream titles with Wi-Fi mobile. All you need is a library card. So these are both 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, very similar apps. And then of course, my personal favorite that I use, I would say daily, IMDb is Internet Movie Database. I love it. I use it to look for previews for movies that are coming up. I check the cast. It has trivia. It does synopsis. It does plot summaries. I love it. It's one of my favorite fun tools that I look at all the time. Love it. If you guys are interested in any of these, when our blog comes out, it will have links to the free version of every one of these apps, including a description of each of these apps so that if you forget one or what did that one do again or what's the benefit of that one, we'll have it all spelled out for you. Make it as easy as possible. If you have any questions, please let me know. Next week, what are we doing next week? I've already forgotten. That is just sad. Next week, we're talking about, stronger connections, building a better community. And sometimes it has to be in person. Sometimes it can't just be online. You actually have to talk to people, which is crazy, right? I love Quillbot. I can paraphrase a sentence or a mini paragraph for you, check grammar errors. Love it. Love it. We'll include that link in the blog so that you guys can make sure and get it. But yes, this is Michaela. Hey, Michaela. She's part of our team. Listen to these folks. This is what they do every day. They write captions. They do graphics every day. So there are no better, like as far as recommendations go. This is who you want to get your information from. That is it for me today. Excuse me. If you have questions or excuse me again. If you have questions or there's something you want us to discuss or take into consideration, please let us know. Otherwise, we will return next week with whatever I told you we're going to return next week. Wow, I need more caffeine. And then in February, all of our topics are going to be about things we love. So really excited for February too. You guys, until next week, I am Caryn Terradas with Social U, and I'm here to help. Thank you.